Today, I have the world's first slide mechanic training map. A lot of people have already made videos on sliding, but this is how to actually master it. Besides just going over the map, I'm also going to be teaching you free builds and things you need to know about sliding, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video. But real quick, if you want to learn these techniques easier, make sure you turn your slide hold time all the way down. I understand it's in controller options. It works for keyboard and mouse. Just go in, make sure it's turned all the way down, hit apply, thank me later. You're going to want to put in this island code. The link will be in the description. Raider464 has already created a lot of the meta. So I want to create a map that actually helped you guys practice these mechanics, and this is it right here. The first thing that you're going to want to do is practice your right hand peek. What you're going to want to do is you're going to slide in box, jump, and kill the target. Now you're going to be the one to edit it. Now you're going to be the one to build a wall. Then you'll do it yourself. After that, you'll teleport back onto the next scenario. The next scenario is how to phase into the box. Raider does a really complex one. We're going to go ahead and learn that. You're going to slide. You're going to break in. You're edit the ramp. Then you're going to practice. This time you'll place the wall. Jump in at the peak of the jump. So a really useful one is sliding through windows. What you have to do, you have to hold your slide button as you're jumping. That way you'll have the momentum of the slide. You want to get down the placement and timing of it to be able to go right through the window. Right into the box. Works with cones too. Once you've done that, you can do something like this. Another thing that you can do while sliding is actually sliding backwards. A lot of people don't know this. So what you can do is you can start your slide and then hold S, and you'll be able to keep going. Those are the 4 most important drills you should be practicing with this map. It will get you really good at your right hand, your phases, your sliding through windows, and tarping sliding backwards. Now let's get into full-on tarps. So although Resub did a great video about how sliding doesn't actually get you any further than usual, practicing these tarps is super useful. The reason you want to practice them is because of this. Over here we have our little padding area. When you pad, you do go way faster when you land and you slide like this. So you want to be able to actually land and then tarp while sliding. In order to do that, you need to learn all the tarps. First one's really simple. We have the ramp tarp. We have it made so like you know what to do. You're supposed to build like this. Then we have it easy. Then we want you to slide and build walls, the stairs, and then do all of it. Next, we have the full tarp. Full tarping while sliding is actually more efficient because when you turn to the side, the full tarp, you actually lose a little bit of momentum. But when you slide and you do it, you actually don't lose momentum. This next one is the most important with no momentum. It's a downward tarp. You're gonna place a wall, and you're gonna tarp, and you're gonna go down. And a good thing is to like even out because this might be the layer that you want to go on. Make sure you don't jump like I did right there, because you just want to get out and it'll continue your momentum. A big tip for the downward tarp is that if you have this option, disable pre-edits off, then it's not going to reset your ramp when you pull it out again. But if you do turn disable pre-edits on, then when you pull out your ramp again, it'll be normal. The last 2 tarps is we just have the normal snake tarp. You're gonna want to practice normal snake tarping. Then go ahead and practice the other way. Make sure you're hitting your slide button again to get out of the slide. Get in the habit of that, because if you jump, you're gonna ruin your momentum. You should also be using the map to practice solo tarps. I can't really do solo tarps while sliding, but this is how you're supposed to be doing it. After you've mastered all your tarping, what you're gonna want to do is practice this tarp right here, shown by Raider. It's extremely hard, but I know you guys can do it as long as you practice. Lastly, before the free builds, we have the advanced section. This is the ramp phase. So basically, you're gonna full box yourself. You're gonna slide in, holding the back, phase it, kill the opponent. Then you're gonna go ahead and do it. It's on the advanced section for a reason. It is extremely hard to do, but it is extremely useful if you can learn it. So now that you know how to use the map to practice your sliding, let's talk about the free builds that you need to be practicing. This will also include phase-ins and phase-out tricks that you need to know. So you can't really phase out of a box if you're sliding into it without any ramp and you're just on the ground floor. But if you're on a ramp, you're able to slide out the left or right wall. You can hold walls and slide out of the box at the same time. Let's talk about the phase-ins. On the drills, there is a phase-in that you're supposed to be practicing. It helps get you better at the timing, but you can also phase in through these ways. You can phase in through the advanced phase that I showed, or you can phase in through the normal way where you just place a ramp, come in for the side, and break in. You can also phase in without anything, no ramp, no cone, nothing, and you can phase in through a ramp. Another thing you need to learn with sliding is that you can face ramps and walls through builds. It's really hard to do. Practice it first with a cone and then without anything. It gets easier the more you do it, but make sure you're practicing it. Right here is the proper way that you should be sliding when you're inside of a box with someone. You want to make sure you're sliding like this because it makes it almost impossible to track and you'll probably win the fight. Make sure you're also practicing Raider's piece control map with sliding. Just incorporate it wherever you can. And as long as you're doing these drills, start implementing them into your free builds. I promise you will see a major improvement with your skill gap in sliding. A lot of these are super useful useful in endgame, so make sure you learn them, take advantage of them, surprise your opponent, and get ahead of the meta with this new map. Make sure to like the video because I made a whole map just for this. And it's the first one I've ever seen that'll actually get your slide mechanics up and ahead of the meta. Map code at the top of the description.